Hello and welcome to our program Where God Weeps, a program where we speak about the situation of the suffering and persecuted church around the world. Zimbabwe is a landlocked country in the south of the African continent that borders with Mozambique to the east, Botswana to the west, Zambia to the north, and South Africa to the south. After gaining independence in 1980, the country gradually descended into crisis after a brief period of seeming prosperity. Today, it is a desperately poor country with the effects of hyperinflation and mass unemployment fueling many of its social issues. Today, it is my privilege to welcome to our program Monsignor Rudolf Nyandoro, Bishop of the Diocese of Gweru. Your Excellency, welcome to our program.
Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, you were born in Zimbabwe and then you were ordained and then you became a bishop. Tell us a little bit of your personal story.
Thank you very much. I'm Bishop Rudolf Nyandoro. I was born in Gweru city. My father was working as a soldier in the Air Force of Zimbabwe at Thornhill in Gweru. My mother was also working in Gweru as a nurse at the General Hospital. After completing my minor seminary, I went to Chimanimani for further education there, also for spiritual formation. And I was ordained a priest on the 19th of December, 1998.
Where is Gweru exactly in the, if you can help us to identify in the territory of Zimbabwe, where is Gweru?
Yes, Gweru is in the middle of the country, actually.
Right in the middle?
Yes, that's the capital city of Midlands. Is right in the middle of the country.
And what kind of landscape are we talking about? Is this savanna? Is this desert? Is it bush? What kind of landscape?
I can say Gweru is bush, and well, when we talk geographically, it is in region 3. Where there are minerals, but a lot of farming is being done there, agriculture and also cattle ranching. And
now tell us about the people. The people are mostly dedicated to farming, to agriculture, or to mining?
Yes, Gweru is a city of industry. Yes. Because of chrome surrounding Gweru, because there is Shurugwi, they mine chrome there, and there are also gold mining areas surrounding Gweru. So many people are working in those industries of mining. But now these industries have gone down.
Why?
Due to economic situation. The economic situation is not stable.
But the resources are still there, the chrome?
Yes, chrome. We have chrome in Shurugwi. They are still mining it. Yeah, and also gold. The unfortunate part now is that we have gold paners. Those who are looking for survival skills, how to survive by doing something like their own mining, individual mining, like that, to survive,
And that's very risky. I'm assuming
it is.
Not only for their security, but health-wise must be also very
it is very
dangerous.
risky, and sometimes they even injure one because they don't have machines. So, and also they scramble for these minerals, and they can even kill each other, you know. So it's not a healthy situation for them.
Right, and I read that even very young people, I mean, children really get involved in the mining sometimes.
Yes, school children, yes. Some even, refuse to go to further their education because they see that they can live well with when they
if they find a little bit of the
if
minerals.
they do mining, yes.
Now, Your Excellency, we hear constantly about the poverty in Zimbabwe, but what are we talking about when we talk about poverty levels?
Yes, most of our people survive on subsistence farming, and sometimes the rain pattern is very scarce or erratic, I can say. So sometimes they don't get enough to survive on because the harvest is poor. And also to have their cattle, of course they have cattle, but they also need to feed themselves. They need to feed the cattle. So if they don't have enough rainfall, it becomes very difficult for them.
Now, this has changed lately, Your Excellency, the rainy season, or it has been like this forever?
No, it looks like we are affected by climate change because the pattern of rainfall has changed completely.
It has changed.
It has
It was not like it is
now. It was not. Yeah, the seasons are no longer reliable. Like now, winter time, sometimes it was hot, sometimes it was extremely cold, and Gweru is well known for being very cold because being in the middle of the country, and also it's a high place. But weather patterns are always changing. Sometimes we receive rain continuously, and it destroys even the property of people.
Right.
Yes, and washing away the fields, and then after people, when they get that hope that they are going to plant, they can plant after germination of crops. There comes continuous heat, sunshine, so it becomes a problem.
As you said, it's very erratic.
It's very erratic, yes.
Now, under these circumstances, Your Excellency, tell us about your people. I mean, what is the faith like of your people in the diocese of Gweru? The majority of the population in Zimbabwe, they're Christians,
they are Christians,
right?
Yes, they are Christians. Well, but among those Christians, we have different denominations. Many of them are coming as indigenous churches, coming from those mainline churches like Catholic Church, Methodist, Lutheran,
Anglican.
Yes, Anglicans. So they are also coming what we call the apostolic sects or Pentecostals. Mm-hmm. They are starting their own churches as well, but they are all Christians, I can say. Well, we are also having some Muslims coming up, but they are a small number.
Now, I guess every time that we talk with bishops from Africa, we hear of the big challenge that is formation of faith for the people. This is the case also in Gweru?
Yes, it is true. Formation of faith, yes. We need more time with the people to be engaged in the teaching of the church, and that they work together. So I think we need that very much.
Do you have a solid body of catechists to do this task?
We wish to have that, but resources don't allow us. You know, our catechists, we have those what we call voluntary catechists.
Yes.
And sometimes, well, they do, but they are not so motivated because we have nothing also to give them so that they can work. Also, you see, when they leave their families and they have more time in the church, when they go back, they need something to eat or to buy something also. So when they come to the church and work there full time, they are not motivated actually. Of course, they try, but some of them are going down, you know. Because they think of working for their families.
When we were talking with your brother Bishop Ndlovu,
yes,
we mentioned the challenge and the difficulty of migration. Are you living that drama also in Gweru?
Yes, because of unemployment and poverty, we are having many families that are disintegrated now. You see, maybe the father going to South Africa, Namibia, our neighboring countries to look for jobs, and they can even go outside even to Europe and other countries to look for jobs. So the families are left with maybe, say, a mother or their children on their own. It becomes very difficult because the breadwinners are always running around looking for something to eat for the children.
Of course, if you don't need food for your children, that's the first thing that you want to do.
Yes, so the situation is very difficult. We have families that have no mother, that have no father, child-headed families. And sometimes this causes more problems because they are left with maybe maids, and so they are not so committed also. And you know, when these children grow, they are not so controlled.
Right.
And they lack that bond from the mother and the father.
And is the church doing something about it, Your Excellency? Some kind of pastoral programs to attend to these broken families and neglected children?
Yes, we are trying to find ways, but it's you know, it's very difficult.
Of course.
When the country itself is not providing for its people, it becomes very difficult for the church to come in. Of course, there is advocacy when we preach to say, okay, families, please try to live together. But well, they don't respond to say, Father, how do you want us to survive? Because we need food, and if we stay at home, we have nothing. So the cause for their migration actually is to look for jobs so that they continue surviving, or even to fend for their families.
Without getting into politics, because this is not the topic of our conversation, but there has been a lot of turmoil in recent years in Zimbabwe with the government and the population being very angry about corruption in government and all that. How do you live this in your diocese in Gweru?
Yeah, it's really difficult because yeah, the political situation, of course, is you know, when people are not working together, there are rankles maybe violence and so on here and there. So you always live in fear. Sometimes you are not free to say what you want to say.
Yes.
Because of insecurity, And we try even to tell our people to just to engage with leaders and try to say what they want, But we also try to engage even with these leaders also to say our views as the church and how we want the country to be led, Like we write pastoral letters as conference, and we also engage with some of the leaders, like we have the arm of CCJP, Justice and Peace. We try to engage. Even last time I'm in charge of CCJP, so we're engaging with the military, the police, the soldiers. So we are saying, well, let's engage with our people and try to be peaceful as much as we can. But sometimes these people also listen to the commands. Sometimes the will is there, but it also depends who is leading them. If he is for peace, maybe that will help.
Your Excellency, then what would you say that is the main challenge that you have in your diocese? I mean, we've talking about a lot of difficulties here, but
yes.
For you as a pastor, as a shepherd of souls, what do you think, what do you consider the main challenge?
My main challenge in the diocese these days is how to support my priests.
How many do you have?
I have 67. These priests, we are not, they get something from the parishes and missions. But because these parishes and missions have nothing enough to give to their families, the priests will eventually come to me, Bishop, we are there, we have nothing to eat. I don't have transport.
How do you feel, Your Excellency, when one of that that they're giving their life, all their effort, and they come to you and say, I can't continue because I don't have food?
I feel helpless because then I started to discuss with the priest. Look, this is our situation. Let's try to survive with what we have, the little we have. But it is very difficult to convince them because, they know that the bishop doesn't have also. But this is the situation we are in, that I can't provide for my priests. And they are not motivated to even to do their work, we have so many missions and so many faithful, but it becomes very difficult.
Do you rely in foreign help? I mean, are there any organizations that help you to support your priests?
Yes. Yes, we used to have maybe subsidies, but they were reduced. And we try also to write, to our funding partners. So sometimes we get little, but sometimes we don't get.
Mm-hmm.
But also as a bishop who is still growing in the system, I'm not very, very old and experienced, Maybe I need more exposure to if there are more who can assist us from outside.
Yes, and it is a real tragedy, Your Excellency, because Zimbabwe at some point was known as the breadbasket of Africa, because you were producing so much and the economy was going so well.
Yes.
And then this curse of corruption, really, the major damage. But even among this situation, you have vocations? Young men still feel a call to the priesthood?
Yes, we have, as I'm talking, we have 24 who are at the seminary. And
you have 24 seminarians?
Yes, so, we have levels of this formation at the seminary, pre-major seminary, and then the philosophers and the theologians. We have them, but you know, I was just recently, I haven't paid, fully paid the school fees for, for these seminarians, and each one needs $600 US
for a year,
per semester, no?
Oh, semester.
Yes. So I have to go back to the people, first to the priests who are not having, no, to campaign or to go to the parishioners, say, bring something so that we can pay for our seminarians. So we have seminarians, the vocations we still have, but to support them to go on with their formation is also a problem.
Your Excellency, this is a very personal question. How do you keep your faith alive? How do you keep hope alive when you see these challenges and maybe you don't see the response that you would like to have? What keeps you out of despair?
Yes, for me, I have a motto that as long as I live, there is hope, you know, and the best way out is always through. You know, we try by all means to preach to our people. We go on, let's go on, things will one day improve. So we keep on instilling hope in our people, in our priests, to say, okay, it's this is the situation, but it won't last forever. Things will change. So we keep on to be hopeful, you know.
You know, something that we have some teams that we send around to do documentaries all around the world. And I have the opportunity to review a lot of these images. And it's always fascinating and very inspiring, very moving to see these masses in African countries full of joy, full of faith, you know, a very live faith with all the elements of the regional culture, with their dresses and everything. Mm-hmm. And they might be in very difficult situations, but the faith still glows.
Yes, that's really true. Our people are very faithful. You see, they were affected by COVID-19 because priests could not reach them. But when COVID went down, most of them came back to the church, and our churches are full again. And they sing, you know, with enthusiasm. You can see that they are very dynamic, and with the African dance. they like it, drums and so on. They are very happy, though they are poor, but yeah, they appreciate their life very well.
They want to glorify God.
Yes.
What can we do for you as the bishop of Gweru?
As a bishop of Gweru, as I have told you that I have a problem with my priests to support them. If only I could have some funds to help in that sustenance, you know, of my priests. The second one is we need a pastoral center, you know, where we gather, and we have a place already. My predecessor had located a place for that, Bishop Mnyongani. But we want to build a pastoral center for where our people can gather and do activities, for our main functions. They can come and maybe retreat, or these associations coming there and do their activities, faith activities. But we have not yet started. The land we have, but no funds to start.
You need the funds to start construction.
Yes.
Well, Your Excellency, thank you very much for dedicating this time to us, and I hope that really with our audience and our viewers, they will feel moved to help and support
Thank you very much.
the church in Zimbabwe.
Thank you very much.
And thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being with us in another program of Where God Weeps. If you want to know more about the work that the church is doing in Zimbabwe, we encourage you to contact the information at the end of this program. Thank you, and God bless.